Yo, 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 we should be live. Greetings, gamers. What's going on? Your boy Dan is back, the biggest flexer on the fucking crypto webs. I'm fucking returning, as per usual, every day. We back at it again. Dan with the white van. Sorry, I need to pull something up really quickly for a relevant topic that I did want to discuss that is actually very, very interesting. So let me do that right now before I forget. But I hope everybody's doing okay today on this fine Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. What day is it today? I actually don't know what day it is. It's Wednesday, Tuesday. Good morning. Good morning. Actually, wait, what day is it? It's Wednesday. All right, bet. Yeah, hope everybody's fucking gaming. Everything's immaculate. I'm tired. I don't know. I'm always tired. I gotta like start sleeping. It would really help me out if I start sleeping. But anyways, let's just get into it. We're gonna get into the charts. Charts are not are they're kind of interesting. They're not gonna be like insane. Fucking Azuki'S. Azuki'S had some hell of a day yesterday for Azuki'S. True USD just went like basically bankrupt. You have a bunch of CBDCs getting released in Europe. What else is there to talk about? Oh yeah, fucking Fuddies are going to zero, but everybody already knows that. Damn, they're at 70. All right, well we'll get into that later. What else? What else? Pudgy Penguins, tons of news. Degods news. Yeah, like tons of news all across the board in terms of NFT. NFT land had a crazy day yesterday. So yeah, let's just get into the charts to start off with that, and then we'll move on to NFTs later. So actually, wait, let's just start with the real charts. So let's just get into. All right, let's ignore the 15-minute for now. Let's go into the weekly again. I love going back to the weekly because it keeps your focus correct. What is trend? Trend is obviously up. Stop looking at this 5-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute price action. Trend is clearly up. Gaming stream could happen. Not today. So if I do end up doing a gaming stream, by the way it'll work, or so fuck the charts, I guess. But if I do end up doing a gaming stream, the way it'll work is I'll do a normal stream in the morning, and then I'll do all my clips for the normal stream, and then I'll pull up and do a gaming stream in the afternoon, like 3, 4 o'clock. So my morning stream's 11, game stream's at 4. By the way, Mavi is coming out this Friday, and I will not be playing it Friday because I gotta set up accounts and wallets and shit. I don't know how that's gonna work out, but I will be going live probably Saturday. TFT1, TFT never. Fuck TFT. Now, all right, let's get back to the weekly charts. So, trend is clearly up. We had our hidden bullish divergence. Volatility super low. If you go to the 5-day, if you go to the 5-day, same exact thing. You had hidden bullish divergence. 2 drives of it, in fact. Volatility is starting to cross above 10. To get above 15, we need to get above basically 32,000. Nothing super crazy. However, our pivot point is 26, so we do have quite a bit of time to stay above this pivot point and continue up, which is a very good sign. On the 2-day, what is the pivot? The pivot is, if it's going to load, pivot is 28,300. Again, a pretty good sign. Pretty... Fuck TFD. A pretty like 28,300. We're quite a bit above that right now, so we do have some time. There's no need to like stress out that this move might be coming to an end right now, and there's no reason to think that we're in a bull trap yet. We need to break under key levels. The key level I'm looking for is 28.5. Basically, if we get to 28.5, the key level I'm looking to break under for a bull trap is 29.5, and I'll get into lower time frame and I'll show that a little bit clearer. But if we get 28.5 and we start like getting that level, like bull trap is basically confirmed. Daily, the pivot point is 3,600, so if we get above that, we'll continue up in the bullish control zone. Otherwise, we're probably gonna consolidate until we start seeing stochastic come down a little bit more in this bullish control zone, and then we're gonna turn up. Volatility is starting to contract on the daily, which isn't the best sign. However, we've had periods where volatility has contracted, but we've grinded up. So just because volatility is contracting doesn't mean that price action is bearish. It just means that we might not be as volatile up, but we can still like grind up very like slowly and annoyingly, but in a bullish manner. 12-hour, we've seen volatility come all the way down. This is a very good sign. Where it's already at 3%. Once we get above this MA, so probably give another 2 days, and then this MA is also going to be all the way down. And if we cross above the MA, then that confirms basically our next move up, or our next move in any direction. We are seeing a stochastic be pointed down while we're below 31,050. So if we can get this cross up, especially in this bullish control zone, that will be a very, very bullish sign. We have DMI supporting, and we have ADX pretty strong, so trend's pretty strong here. Jewel, same thing, where we get this turn up in this like bullish area. This becomes a very bullish pivot, and we do get probably a fat move up in my opinion based on the 12-hour. We do need to break up above this 31,000, preferably here. If I pull up the all right, let's go to 12-hour. Actually, no, let's go to the 4-hour. If I pull up the HPDR indicator. So we're just pulling up some crown indicators really quickly. Yeah, so we got 31,300 basically as our upper zone, which lines up. On the 2-hour should be something similar as well. If it's gonna load, HPDR is a very slow indicator. So 31,000. Yeah, so like a similar zone, 31,000. 31,300 is what I'd be looking for. So I'm just gonna hide this. Let's go back to the. I think this is our current range pretty much. Bottom side 29,500. As long as we don't go below 29,500, we are still in this range. And as long as we don't break above 31,300, so we're going to be stuck between this range for a little bit. I do think this resolves to the upside. Trend is up on all time frames. However, this might get a little bit more boring than people would have anticipated, especially since a lot of people are starting long here and a lot of alts picked up a little bit. So I think that was a little bit bearish, where we are going to get a little bit more boringness. We got to fake people out before we can start moving up. On the 1-hour, what is pivot? So 1-hour, we did pull back. We did get a crown cross down. Pivot is 30,160. 4-hour pivot is 30,600. So you are seeing these pivot points be. You are seeing these pivot points be like, pretty much showing that we're kind of gonna consolidate rather than have any significant directional bias. So on the lower term time frames, I don't think it's anything super interesting. I think again we're just gonna range in this range, and it's gonna be pretty boring and pretty annoying. Hopefully we resolve it soon. Preferably we resolve it soon. However, we do have a signal on the 5-day, meaning that this could play out across the next 2 months, not across the next 2 days. So we could get a move this week or next week, which I personally think based on the 12-hour, we might end up getting the move start of next week or the end of this week. But it could end up taking longer. And this could end up being a bull trap. But I don't think that's yet the scenario until we break below this range. It's a little bit of a range that we're putting in. 15-minute, we did put a little bit of a drive up. I do think this is bearish though. Actually, I'll explain a little bit. I do think this is potentially bearish, but I don't think, again, it's super relevant. We're kind of just ranging. I think it's going to be more boring than anything. Let me pull up the, so let me pull up funding. Funding did end up spiking yesterday, so we end up having this move down of funding. It was pretty interesting. I mentioned it was pretty interesting, but my issue was that we didn't see open interest move particularly, and then we started seeing funding go up, and open interest did start to increase a little bit. And so we saw funding go up during this whole move down, which is very bearish. As when funding tends to work with trend very well, where funding's increased while we're trending down, that's a bad sign, and vice versa. If funding goes down while we're trending up, it's a good sign. Right now we're seeing funding reset a little bit while we're seeing open interest come up again. So this is potentially. Well, oh wait, this isn't the most updated chart. All right, well this is updated from like a little bit ago, but we were seeing that funding come down a little bit. So let me pull back to 15-minute. And then we were seeing open interest come up, and we did get the spike up. So I think this move is probably over, the spike up. I think this is more to liquidate all these late shorts. And I do think potentially we keep trending down. But again, bottom of the range is 29,500. So I do think as long as we're like above this 29,500 area, we don't have really any real issues. And again, top side 31,300, 31,200, 31,300. So again, like that's our general range. Not breaking any direction means that I don't think anything necessarily going to happen, but that's my general analysis. I think long term we're bullish, especially on the 5-day, but on the short time frames in a little bit of a range, and we're going to consolidate until we get rid of all we get rid of all the bulls, and then we start like fucking rampaging upwards. So I would like to see open interest go all the way negative, especially on Bitcoin. And on Ethereum, well, Ethereum doesn't really matter to me, to be honest. But on Bitcoin, I would like to see open interest become fully negative. for at least a little bit, and potentially see open interest start to build up again, so that we do see people shorting into a move, and then we start trying to liquidate all those shorts. All right, so that's me for the charts. Let's start talking about Prime Trust. Sorry, I need water because I didn't drink water this morning, and now I'm like, I hit my point where like, fuck, I need to start drinking water, and I drink a lot every day, so I'm just drinking. So Prime Trust, they lost access to their legacy wallets in 2021 and used customer assets to buy back crypto. So Trust is a stable coin. They currently owe customers $86 million, but only have $3 million and for their customers, and as a digital currency, they owe 69 million to its clients, but only have 68. 4 gallons a day, a fellow hydro homie. Yes, sir. We fuck with fucking W's in the chat. So yeah, oh my god. So yeah, Prime Trust doing some absolutely ridiculous, stupid shit. I'm not going to read this, but basically, they're probably going to have a run on their stable because they are not backed at all in any capacity, which is really, really bad. Really, really, really bad. All right. Crypto exchange KuCoin is introducing mandatory KYC. And I just want to specifically highlight this news because this sucks as somebody who uses KuCoin. However, I think they accidentally KYC'd my account. Even though I'm an American citizen, I signed up to like KYC, and they KYC'd me as though like I'm like a normal. So, well, I mean, I just admitted to like whatever. So, KuCoin, if you're watching this, just ignore everything I said. But anyways, if you want to get KYC'd on KuCoin or on any of these exchanges, how should you do it? I have the solution for you. I have the ultimate solution. This thing called Palau Digital Residency Program. How do you get this residency program? Basically, you spend like $250 a year, and now you are a citizen of Palau. How does it work? You can use your normal bank accounts. You can use all your normal accounts with your Palau ID. However, now you're a resident of Palau, which enables you to get access to these exchanges as though you are not a resident of America. I mean, you get access to KuCoin, Binance, Bybit, FTX if you're still into that shit, etc., etc. You can get fully KYC'd accounts using their legal ID, their residence ID. And if you're interested in that, you should go check that out, rns.id. You do some research. It is $250 a year, like I said, and it is quite impressive. Now, if you're already KYC'd on KuCoin, you're good. But if you do need that KYC, you do want to do that leverage trading as an American citizen, you might as well get this ID. It's literally just $250 a year. You don't have to do anything else, and you can fully use any of these leveraged exchanges legally. So that's your heads up. Cool little advert. Gonna make a cute little TikTok out of that. So that's why I started like getting into like a little a little bit of a script. All right, moving on. So. ARK has amended their 19B-4 for spot Bitcoin ETF to include a surveillance sharing agreement, BTC BOE, and a crypto exchange like Coinbase, which makes their BlackRock filing now and puts BlackRock's filing now and puts them in pole position to be approved first because they filed first. So basically, ARK are gonna know if they're allowed to have their ETF, their spot ETF approved by August, and now their spot ETF is literally like BlackRock's. So basically, if the SEC is going to allow BlackRock's to go through, then they have to allow this since it's copy paste. Otherwise, it is pure manipulation, a pure politics game, and that looks terrible on the SEC. So basically, if the SEC plans on clearing BlackRock's ETF, then they will allow this through in August. So we'll have a spot ETF by August. However, if they don't plan on allowing BlackRock's spot ETF, then we'll probably see this rejected. Or if this gets rejected, then it shows pure manipulation. So hopefully this gets accepted, but I don't have really any expectations across the board. Just in, MicroStrategy has purchased an additional 12,000 Bitcoin, $350 million worth. It explains why we dumped a little bit, because usually he likes to buy the top. He like, especially short-term tops, he usually just ends up buying it. He's pretty bad at timing his purchases. So, I mean, understandable why we dumped a little bit, because he bought some Bitcoin. RFK Jr., he made this 2-minute video Basically, as president, I will make sure that your right to use and hold Bitcoin is inviolable. Bitcoin is not only a bulwark against totalitarianism and the manipulation of our money supply, it points the way towards a future in which government institutions are more transparent and more democratic. RFK Jr. currently holds about 20% of the support in the Democratic Party. He's very bullish Bitcoin and crypto, and he's very supportive of it and your right to hold your own assets. And so if he does win the presidency and the nomination, he is probably the best candidate for Bitcoin other than the governor, not the governor, the mayor of Florida, but doesn't have really that much power. And RFK Jr., I mean, you can go watch this video, you go support to him, you go donate to him. Apparently, he literally has only raised like $4 million, so he'll get like no support from anybody in the Democratic Party, which is quite insane to me, since he's by far the best candidate, but it really shows the neocon politics games that are going on. So, just your shill of RFK Jr. for the day. Breaking, more than $200 billion in COVID aid dispersed by the Small Business Administration may have been stolen by fraudsters, according to a federal watchdog. This would represent 17% of the $1.2 trillion dispersed. This is absolutely insane. It shows how ridiculous everything that's going on with the Biden campaign and everything they've done has been. Continues to be an absolute shit show. Moving on. Gary Gensler is hurting the little guys for Wall Street. This is an opinion piece. However, I absolutely agree with this opinion. This is the first opinion piece that I've seen since I started this channel 20 years ago. By the way, today's the 20th, so W's in chat. But this is the first opinion piece that I've seen that I absolutely agree with. SEC Commission Chair Gary Gensler. Oh wait, SEC Chair Gary Gensler is working to protect someone, but it's not American investors. He's definitely looking to protect, in my opinion, he's looking to protect the disruption crypto could have on the financial institutions. And, yeah, so he's just trying to protect disruption in our industries, which I quite despise. But what are you going to do when the people are L people in government, yeah. After years of preparation, all right, so let's talk about some CBDC. Let's talk about some CBDC news. After years of preparation, EU Commission today formally put forward legislation to underpin a new CBDC, the digital euro. So you're seeing Europe try to You're starting to see Europe try to like get into the CBDC realm, and I'm worried that they can. All right, well, I haven't read this article, but I am worried about our privacy issues on how much the privacy concern of a CBDC, because it does mean that they can see all of our transactions very obviously, and I think that's a little bit of a risk. In more CBDC news, Switzerland are also exploring the utility of, but aren't necessarily committing to, a wholesale CBDC, so are looking into and researching how CBDC and having financial transaction settlements by developing CBDC could end up working. Very interesting. The Airbnb collapses. All right, so we're seeing a lot of revenue in Airbnb's collapse. Revenues are down nearly 50% in cities like Phoenix and Austin. Watch out for a wave of forced sellers from Airbnb owners later this year in the areas hit hardest by the revenue collapse. So remember how I keep talking about this housing crisis, and I had a tweet literally 3 days ago where I'm talking about how a housing crisis could be insanely scary, and you're starting to see people in cities like Phoenix and Austin, and like other major cities, they're talking about selling their house and if they could take house loans on bad credit, and now you're starting to see a reason why that could be the case. You're seeing Airbnb percent drop insanely. I guess you're seeing people travel less due to the tightening of liquidity. People have less money to spend, so you're seeing people travel a lot less. You're seeing revenues of these Airbnbs come down. And, yeah, and Sevierville. Exactly. Number 1, Tennessee. You're the only 10 I see. It's kind of crazy. A lot of my friends, like a year ago, went to Tennessee for, like, spring break and shit. And now I guess they're insanely down. But regardless, you're seeing these percentage of revenue drop insanely on these Airbnbs, and this could spell a very big impending doom for the housing market across America. So hopefully it doesn't get too messy, but it can start to get messy. I just said messy so many times. Let me drink some water. Stay hydrated. Gensler is an absolute bum. Absolutely agree. Alright. Elon Musk reportedly microdoses ketamine to treat depression and takes full doses of the drug at parties, per the Wall Street Journal. You know, I didn't know Elon was into K. I thought this was hilarious when I saw this. You know, I thought it was just really funny. I fucked the girl who was doing ketamine. Fucked her like twice. Never did it again. I don't know about ketamine as a drug, but Elon Musk, you do you. You're the richest person in the world for a reason, and good for you. Several years. Oh, OBS. Oh, my stream DC'd. What the fuck? No. All right, my stream's back. Are we good? Well, at least in the recording, it's not an issue. Let's restart this article again since my stream just fucking died. Google has killed off a project to build a pair of augmented reality glasses entitled Iris. It has been working on for several years, per BI. The reason why I think this is like significant is because Apple glasses were clearly very insane and like very impressive technologically wise. And I guess Google probably saw, personally, that's what I think, they probably saw that they were unable to compete with the market, and that's why they killed it off. But they have been working on it for a while, but this is quite disappointing in Google, that they're already giving up on the VR and AR headset, like, game. So, I'm a little disappointed in Google, and I was excited to see what they had building, but I guess it wasn't that impressive that they killed it off. Now, alright, let's talk about some crypto coin news today. So let's get into some coins. Now I've talked about general markets, crypto markets. Let's talk about news. So Solana versus the field. So Solana, I'm not going to talk about Solana like specifically insanely. However, Solana have, since the FTX thing where Solana was basically FTX and SBF's chosen golden goose. Now they've crashed insanely since then, down like 95% from all-time highs. You have seen DeFi. If I pull up DeFi Llama, DeFi's absolutely died on Solana. Let me pull that up really quickly. Solana isn't even a top 10 DeFi, like, in terms of TVL. They're not even top 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're 11th in terms of TVL. Pulse Chain has more TVL. Chronos has more TVL. Mixin, which I've never heard of before, has more TVL. I literally don't even know what Mixin is. Never heard of this shit before. And I look at crypto every single day. They have double Solana's TVL pretty much, like 80% more. And so you're seeing a lot of DeFi and a lot of liquidity leave Solana. So what does Solana need in order to get more transactions and in order to facilitate its future and become better? It needs more DeFi. It needs more of all this stuff in this article, which I'm not going to read. But they definitely have the infra. They definitely have the tech stack. Solana is one of the fastest chains and one of the most impressive chains. Their infrastructure surpasses competitors and performs at cost. Absolutely. However, their biggest downside is that they have no liquidity on the network and no users. And they have a really rough comeback story to overcome after this whole SBF debacle and FTX going to literal zero. So good luck to them. Just wanted to highlight that. Sui Foundation, so I was talking about it yesterday, how Sui basically, apparently they were selling tokens that were apparently supposed to be locked up. Now Sui basically denied these allegations and said that the transactions that people were looking at were a payment subject to a contractual lockup, and were not being sold on chain, were not being sold like on DEXs or on SEX or whatever, on exchanges. I don't know what else there is to say on this. They obviously denied the allegations. It's basically a he said, she said at this point, unless you get Zach XBT to do some expose. I personally am long-term bullish Sui, as I keep saying. I think they have a better tech stack than Sui, or not than Sui. I think Sui have a better tech stack than Solana, and they just need DeFi, and they just need liquidity the same way Solana needed. So, basically a very similar situation. I will personally, by the way, not be allocating any more money into Sui in my DCA portfolio, and the reason why is because I just think they could potentially drop a lot due to that lack of liquidity. So I do think short and medium term they do have a very rough time, and I would look to start accumulating for longer terms when we get that Q4 crash in a year potentially. Atom, you can now, so Atom have been trying to fix, so the issue with Atom Cosmos is that their token has had like fuck, let me restart this. The problem with Atom tokens for the Cosmos ecosystem is the problem that is the fuck, I cannot speak. Holy shit, I have actual AIDS. All right, in game. All right, so Alright, the problem with Atom in the Atom token in the Cosmos ecosystem is that the Atom token has zero utility within it, meaning it has zero use. So even though Atom did pump a significant amount over the last bull run, it was more based on the fact that so much news is coming out on people using Atom and Cosmos architecture, and it really showed the use case for their chain. However, the Atom token itself didn't have any utility until recently. They've been trying to fix the tokenomics. I don't really know exactly, but here's one of the ways that they are trying to fix tokenomics. They are allowing you to mint IST stablecoins using Atom, and Cosmos will be my big coin pick, my large cap pick of the day, and I'll get into that in a little bit later. But they are fixing the utility of the token, and that is a very good sign. So let's just get into like all the coins and shit. Let's just get into the news. Or not news, like the price. I mean, Stellar is up fucking 20% on the week. Never thought I would see that. Alright, you have Bitcoin Cash, Compound, you have like a bunch of old shit, like the market, whatever, everything that pumped over last week now is a bunch of like these older coins that are completely irrelevant to me in the long run, but everything that's down is everything that was up, all the new coins that were up insanely are now down. It sounds about right. XDC Network, I do gotta analyze that one. I saw something on it. But yeah, we're seeing a bunch of older coins pump now. A lot of Dino coins. Consider them pretty relevant. Let's go to my watch list really quickly. See what's up on the week, what's down the week. It's up on the day. Alright, barely anything up on the day. By the way, microcaps got absolutely wrecked. Microcaps got wrecked, so we're about to look at some micros. But they got hammered. They got really destroyed. So, if you look at my dashboard, let's go to my DCA Porfolio. We're currently at $800. Damn. So we're down like $30 from yesterday, which is actually quite an impressive. Wow. But luckily, this is a DCA Porfolio, and the alts are getting wrecked right now because Bitcoin is doing a dominant mind play. My alts are getting wrecked the same amount ETH is getting wrecked, which shows how bad ETH is getting absolutely destroyed versus Bitcoin right now. Let's get into DCA. So let's put in $10 into Bitcoin. 0.0003. How long? Oh, I'm not recording. Fuck. I'm not recording any of this. Oh, I can't even do clips for the day. Oh my god, because Bitcoin Live sucks. Oh my god, I'm upset. I'm so upset right now. I just looked and I'm like, wait, I'm not recording. Oh my god, I'm actually upset. I meant to hit it. Oh my god, I'm upset. Alright, fuck me. Anyways, I guess I'm just gonna go hit the gym, enjoy my day today. I'm gonna take it easy, and then we'll be back with highlights tomorrow. Fuck, wait. I can start recording now. Oh my god, I'm set. But I can start recording now and get all the NFT news. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters. I'm just going to talk about NFT news. Oh my god, I'm set. I go and look and I'm like, I didn't hit record button. Oh my god, whatever. We're going to do all the NFT news. We're going to skip all of my news on tokens and shit. Fuck that. Actually, I'm going to see if I can clip on YouTube, but YouTube does not let me clip. For the first 24 hours after live stream, you literally cannot download it. It's the most dumbest thing I've ever seen. But, alright, so Ethereum. We have seen Ethereum go pretty much sideways. Oh, wait. 4, 5. Oh my god, I'm set now. That ruined my, like, vibes. My vibes aren't immaculate anymore. Oh my god. Alright, so Bitcoin, Ethereum. My big cap pick of the day will be Atom. And now that I'm recording, I can talk about it. So my big cap pick of the day is Atom. Why is that? So you can now mint IST stablecoins using the Atom token, as well as they're trying to fix their utility a lot for the token. And I do think Cosmos was one of the biggest ecosystems overall last bull cycle. You saw a lot of coins build on it. However, the issue was the Cosmos token itself had zero utility, so it was pretty useless. But I do think for the future, it could potentially do pretty well. So it is my big cap pick of the day. I cannot do math. And then for microcap, my microcap pick of the day, I'm just going to DCA more into Musk protocol. Mentioned it yesterday. I do want to establish a little bit of position about equal to my level finance gain, Pika. I do want to establish like a similar position in all of them and just have like a general perp dex play where I'm just DCA into a bunch of these perp dexes that I think have a lot of potential, and it just becomes pretty easy in order for when I do catch a winner, that winner's just gonna outperform everything. So I do want to like just be there generally. And Mux is kind of like the 1 inch of dex perp dexes, where basically it does have a aggregator for multiple perp dexes and gets you basically like the best deal and the best liquidity. So that is my pick of the day. There we go, 5. All right, well, there we go. So officially, as of now, we are 840 in. So today's day 20, so we are about 5% up on the portfolio right now. Nothing insane, pretty boring. Quite disappointing. I was up a lot more, but that's what happens when you're in a cash-only portfolio. And that's what happens when Bitcoin does some Bitcoin Dommy Mommy plays. And Bitcoin dominance is up over the last, like, so I started this 20 days ago. Over the last 20 days, pretty much Bitcoin's dominance is up like 7-8%, which is absolutely insane. Holy shit. Well, 8% where it was at, so it's up 4% overall versus market, but it's up 8% where it was at, which is insane. Let's move on from there. All right, Fuddies are fucking going to 0 as per usual. Very disappointing in Fuddies. 76. Fuck. Why are they always going to 0? Yo, so strong feedback from the community. Was this a rug? I sucked some major cock for whitelist by Big Mac with the Degod. Bro got a Degod, so you could tell he's kind of an L man's for being disappointed. Bro, whatever. Anyways, more Fuddy news. So Fuddies have their... Alright, well, for some reason, Twitter just wants to refresh on me. Another utility, you will be able to lose your savings faster soon. DCA Labs. You can now flip a heads or tail for 1 Sui, 2 Sui, 10 Sui, 25 Sui, 50 Sui. You can now gamble. And they have Fuddies all over their website. So, obviously, Fuddies are the greatest and the best. AZUKI'S latest mint has inspired us. Here's a preview of Fuddies Gen 2. I mean, if you don't know about... I just thought this was a funny meme. And we'll get into some of the fucking Azuki memes in a little bit. We'll fucking clown on the Azukis for the next 20 minutes after, as they deserve to be clowned for. Pudgy Penguins. Pudgy Penguins continue to be the most wholesome NFT project of all time. So let's get into some of the Luca Nets news. So go after the impossible. Strive for greatness. Pudgies are going #1 if it's the last thing I do. And he dropped this little video. I don't know why you can't hear the audio. Wait. You can't hear the audio. Is that now? Can you hear the audio? There you go.
The only true failure is shrinking away from life's challenges. Nietzsche.
I mean, you could have read the text, whatever. Anyways, Pudgy Penguins probably can cut that. Pudgy Penguins have won the Toy Insider's Top Summer Toy of the 2023 award. Common Pudgy Penguin W's. They are continuously reaching new heights and expanding outside of Web3 to seamlessly onboard the public to blockchain technology and NFT IP. More news. Pudgy Penguins has one of the biggest announcements in the history of Web3 coming in Q4. I won't talk about it until we get closer, but I'm letting it be known now. And then he says a brave new world, and he shows this screen, and then so brave new world references this castle in their roadmap. What could this be? This could potentially... Now, when I first saw this tweet, I was like, oh, this probably means retail, so like Walmart, Target. But what it could mean Disney, which would also be absolutely massive. Imagine Pudgy Penguins x Disney. And a whole new world. You know that Aladdin song? Na 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 na. Somewhere up in na na na. Alright, anyways, some of that Aladdin type shit. It could be like some that Disney, that Aladdin type shit. So that's what I personally think it could be. Obviously, we're not going to know until we're a lot closer, and Q4 is in 3 months. So probably going to be at least 3 months before we get any news about this, but very exciting news on the Pudgy Penguin end. As well as there's also a Pudgy Penguin merch drop this Thursday. You can sign up at igloo.shop. June 29th, delivery 1. So obviously these drops sell out fast. I will personally be looking to cop a hoodie, maybe a tee, but definitely a hoodie. And so be there or be square, etc., etc. Go cop your hoodie. Pudgy Penguins is also now the most followed Web3 native brand on Instagram with 615,000 followers on Instagram. So again, just non-stop W's for the Pudgy Penguins. No, we don't take no L's type shit. Oh, this page doesn't exist. What was here? No thread guy. This was a... Fuck, he deleted his Azuki meme. Fuck. Anyways, alright, well, that sucks. Alright, but moving on, we got tons of Azuki. So Azuki basically had their elementals drop yesterday, and I remember mentioning yesterday that I'm a little bit worried because they are, what's the word for it? They are diluting the ecosystem. And so Azuki ended up selling a 20k collection at 2 ETH to their own holders and extracted $40 million, only for the art to be revealed as basically identical to the main collection. So as you can see, you literally can't tell the difference between elementals and normal ones. And are now dragging its main collection down 40%, as well as the mint is down below mint price. So blue chip bag holders are in disbelief, and it's true, they are in absolute, like, utter disbelief. Like, they're shocked. One of the reasons why Azuki has held up versus other collections is not so much doing the right thing, but not doing the wrong thing. Feels like the Elementals release challenges that. Interested if they have something coming. These are final hints towards this not being final. I've noticed it's hard to speak my thoughts. So I think this is a little bit of copium on Loopify's end. And then Loopify later ended up saying also this will hurt no matter what the team have planned. A dump straight under mint price stings and scares most people who are just in it for the money. On the other hand, if they can bring it back, it solidifies the team even more, which is a good point. But I don't know if what they have planned more is necessarily gonna be that recoverable, if it's gonna be able to like save the price. But I guess we'll find out. Pretty sure, Brent thinks that they're pretty sure the Azuki team couldn't close a funding round, which led to Elementals. And I think that is a very likely scenario. They're probably looking to raise money for their anime show or whatever, and they were unable to. And so they ended up raising $40 million for their Elementals, which honestly was a very effective way of raising money. Thoughts on Azuki Elementals? Overall, this much dilution of a very similar looking PFP I think will be brutal on the short term, but Azuki has been incredibly strong long term and could be a well integrated lower price collection like Make/Amelia derivatives. IMHO, in hindsight, this mint will mark the beginning of the end of the NFT bear market, regardless of what happens to price here. They raised $35 million. Other companies will notice. VCs will again be foaming at the mouth. Now, I disagree with this point. I think that this will mark the start of the NFT bear market. I think they just killed all of the Azuki collectors, all of their liquidity, which is an insanely large part of the NFT ecosystem. And they're causing a massive loss of liquidity for a lot of users. And I don't think this ends up doing well for the price long term. Not for the price long term, but I don't think for NFTs for like the next 3 months, I think is going to hurt them significantly. I think we're going to see a very insane slowdown. As well as, I do have a tweet. I think I closed it. Where is it? Oh my god, I had a perfect tweet. But basically, currently right now, we're seeing Blur. So the reason why NFTs have pumped so much over the last few months, the last 6 months, is that we've seen Blur have a lot of their rewards for Blur tokens on their so they have their Blur liquidity rewards, and that has caused a lot of NFTs to inflate in value significantly. And we're starting to see those Blur liquidity rewards come to an end, meaning that people aren't going to have that insane incentive anymore to have like liquid staking, all this shit on Blur, and allow for pumps in NFT prices. So I do think we are actually at the start of an NFT bear where we are going to see these potential, like, we're going to probably see like liquidity across the board get absolutely killed on all these NFT projects. Plus, you just pulled out $40 million from the ecosystem, and people aren't going to be able to get them down, going to get that back, since all those prices got absolutely obliterated. So I do think this is the mark of the start of like the thing of like, I think this is similar to like an FTX moment for NFTs. But I do think that it is going to be more of a grind down than a grind sideways. I think it's going to be a grind down. We're going to see anything that isn't going to make it to the next cycle, we're going to see absolutely get slaughtered here if they don't have funding for the next cycle. We're going to see everything get slaughtered. I don't think many projects are going to be able to raise unless they have very good fundamentals and fundamental reasons to raise. But I think this is actually a very bad situation for NFTs overall. Zeneca, my money's on the Azuki team doing this on purpose for fun and attention to update the metadata with epic art. Now, I think this is an absolutely redacted take. And Dr. Ponzi, El Mafeo, this is y'all's thought leader. Facts. Like, bro, I can't believe this is like the guy that people fucking watch for NFTs. Bro's taking a take, and then after his take, he's like, by the way, I don't know anything about this. Why would you even say a take if you don't know anything about it? By the way, they're not going to change the art. You could tell that the art is different enough, and they put a lot of work into like slight variations, but they have put technically a lot of work into it. I doubt they're going to come up with significantly different art, and you are seeing a lot of the rarer elementals be actually significantly different to the rare Azuki's, so you can tell that this is a significantly different project. You also have like these dark elves and like these all these other themes, or dark spirits or whatever they're called. So you do see different of themes, but I can't believe Zenica even had the nerve to like tweet this and not delete it. Azuki gang, we up. Xerox God King tweets, I sold my Azuki for tweet thinking it was an elemental. I thought that was funny because they look exactly the same. It's just, they look the same. So you see a bunch of people memeing on them. Wow, my Azuki elemental just revealed. I saw this and I just started like dying. I was like, bruh. This is another take at the Azuki elementals. Look, they look like that's how an Azuki looks like on the left, and that's how an Azuki elemental looks like on the right. And here's literally like an Azuki elemental. Look, that's an Azuki on the left and that's an elemental on the right. They look like the exact same thing. Even though you can tell there's slight adjustments, but they look so similar that you can't tell that something's elemental. If you just see somebody's profile pic and you see them as an Azuki, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's an Azuki. You can't tell it's an elemental, which honestly kind of ruins the whole purpose of having an of having a NFT that's of like a rare NFT. It kind of ruins the whole point of it if you can't tell the difference. Like, people for their ego are gonna get hurt. So it really does hurt Azuki price. Oh, fuck it. Just minted my Azuki elemental. To be honest, I think it's pretty fucking sick. I don't really know what everyone's bitching about. Check the side-by-side with my Azuki. Thoughts? I think Azuki's bounce hard once people realize how good these are. Now, I hate on Keyboard Monkey a lot, but I thought this was a funny meme. I thought this was funny. Look, it's a Azuki and his elemental. Oh, wait. They look the exact same. Gainsey, he was like, trade offer. I receive $40 million. You receive a We're Learning tweet by Zegabon, by Azuki Elementals. And guess what? We got? We got our We're Learning tweet. This time we missed the mark tweet. We got it. We hear you. The mid process was hectic. The PFPs feel similar and even worse, dilutive to Azuki. Dilutive, the exact word that I've been using since before anybody even thought it would be dilutive. Anyways, they're apologizing. Whatever. They apologize, but they still have like hype and stuff. Don't worry, they got big things planned, etc. The standard apology. Everybody's gonna forget about this in like 3 weeks, anyways. So who cares? Now, something I did want to pull up, Azuki floor in the last day. Remember, I pulled up Azuki floor yesterday. It was at 14 ETH. Now it's at 8. I pulled up Beans floor. Where's Beans? Pulled up Beans floor was at 0.8 ETH, and it had dropped from 1.2 ETH to 0.8 within that day, and now it's at 0.6. So it dropped from like 1.2 to 0.6. Azuki elementals and elemental beans. So wait, let's elementals and elemental beans. They minted at 2 ETH. Right now the floor for their beans are 1.8, which the reason why they have a little bit of a what's the word for it? They have a little bit of a they're worth a little bit more than normal Azuki's is because they haven't revealed yet, and when you reveal them, you now know the true value of that rarity versus pre-reveal. Then you do have that chance where you could get something really rare, and so people are willing to gamble. People are gamblers, and they're willing to pay that premium. The word's premium. They're willing to pay that premium for a bean and unrevealed in order to get potentially a cooler and a rare one. So that's why it does create a little bit of a premium. And you have seen them below about 0.5 ETH on revealed ones from the mint, which is not a good sign at all. King Kemba. So King Kemba had a Azuki, and this is like a sick Azuki, by the way. And he said it's never wise to sell max FUD, which I absolutely agree with. But today I cracked and sold my Azuki. I rocked this PFP for a long time, but it's time to think bigger. My attention is all in on the ordinal space, and he sold his Azuki. And he ended up buying a Degods NFT with his Azuki sale. Bullish on founders to put their holders first, bring on S3. This goes to show the power of the Degods community. And let's talk about Degods Season 3 really quickly. So Degods, why the fuck is everyone hyped about Degods? So Degods is the first of its kind NFT collection launching on March 31st. So this obviously came out a while ago, it was announced, but you do have these two pieces of art on the same NFT. So you have Degod and Deadgod at the same theme, and these Degods elevate these Deadgods. So I just wanted to highlight that really quickly, that they do have like some like very interesting like design for Degod ecosystem, and this does cause a lot of their dust to get burned, which is very bullish for Degod price and dust price, and like in general, it's just a very good sign for how Degods are operating with their ecosystem. I think that's bullish. So I just think overall Degods are doing the right thing, and they're continuing to take W's, and their Season 3 is coming out soon, and their Season 3 does not dilute their their NFT value. So it could potentially, I think we'll pump a little bit into it and then we'll end up dumping after. That's what I personally think. Buy the news or buy them or sell the news. Pretty standard. But it is a good sign for Degods that you are seeing AZUKI'S dump so significantly and do the wrong thing while Degods are continuing to do the right thing and are continuing to be patient and do things properly instead of kind of trying to rush things out and making mistakes and blundering. Icebags, so he is the creator of the, what's it called? Of Kanpai pandas. So again, in this Azuki FUD, you are seeing these other NFT projects do the right thing and continue to build and just instead of diluting their ecosystem and raising tons of money at the expense of their users, you have these other founders and these other projects continuing to do well and doing the right thing. Kanpai pandas are another one of those projects. And they're currently launching Kanpai Media. They're launching their first Overdogs podcast. They're introducing physical items with traits for pandas and abilities to earn more points next week. And they dropped Insane Murdered Out trait pack. So, like, just in general, bullish these founders that are doing incremental improvements for their projects, and bearish these projects that are doing things at the expense of their holders. Bored Ape Yacht Club have a trailer out. Let Jeff Cook. I believe this has to do with their new game. This is their cinematic for their new game. So I just want to take a really quick look at it. As per usual, very impressive art. Got a samurai robot. I have no idea what's going on, by the way, right now. Is he dreaming? Did he fry? Oh, I guess he got an upgrade to fight the boss. Alright, that's their HU MTL Forge, Forge Your Future, HV.mtl. I don't really know much about it, but there you go. That's some Bored Ape Yacht Club. That's a cool... I mean, Bored Ape Yacht Club continue to have some of the coolest animations out there, along with Azuki. I don't know shit about it. I don't know anything. Just wanted to watch it. And last thing, on the NFT end, we have Fumo Billboard spotted in Brooklyn. So, obviously, Miladies, they got a billboard in Brooklyn, which is literally right where I live. Like, I could probably go and find it. I'm pretty sure I've seen this before, like this area. But yeah, just something to look at. More Miladies news. Common W Miladies, Brooklyn, bro. What fucking street? Oh my god. What a. Oh my god. But anyways, there we go. That's it for the news for the day. There is like no gaming news. However, we do have Mavi at the end of this week. So that's a heads up. And we are going to have some other crypto. And I don't know. I think Bitcoin. I don't know. We have a lot of gaming news coming out at the end of this month. So next like few days. What else we're seeing? I don't know. We're seeing Bitcoin in its range. It's pretty boring. I'm going to hit the gym today. Today's a shoulders and arms day. Gonna hit the gym after I edit some of these clips. Actually, all of them, and make a post. I gotta figure out if there's any potential way for me to download the stream because I'm actually upset right now. Because there were a lot of topics that I covered in the beginning that are just straight up not recorded. Although all the interesting ones to me, all the NFT ones are recorded, so that's fine. But I'm just disappointed in myself. But it'd be like that. What else is there? What else is there? There's nothing really else to talk about. I guess we're gonna see how markets go. I'm just like flexing right now. I look absolutely jacked. This is what happens when you hit the gym daily. On God. No kizzy for real, for real. I'm gonna turn on my AC. It's fucking hot as hell in here. But yeah, I think that's it for the day. A lot of NFT news. I'm gonna end it here. Hopefully markets pump up soon for my mental health. Would be very nice, very exciting. But I have no expectations for anything right now. See how things go. I hope everybody has a good day. If you're working, you're working. If you're spending with your family, spend with your family. Just have fun. Good vibes only.